been teaching kvCore to my fellow agents since 2018. And I wanted to hop on here because I constantly see agents like, what's a squeeze page? How do I generate leads? I do this for 1 hour. I'm going to give you the best information I can possibly give you in this short amount of time. Okay, are you guys ready to learn how to do squeeze pages? It's always the #1 question I get. First thing I want to just mention, kvCore is not a lead source in itself. You have to create links that lead people back to your website. You take these links, you post them out there on the interwebs, and you drive people back to your website so they register on your website and become a new lead in your CRM. Okay, so is it a powerful lead generating system? Yes. Is it automatic? No. Okay, you have to do some activities. So I'm going to do my best to give you all the resources I can. I'm coming into this with some assumptions. And one assumption that I have is that you have a good kvCore setup. Now, there's a lot of things about kvCore in the back end in the settings that come by default that are, I consider, broken. Okay. And you have to do some things in your setup to make sure the thing's functioning properly. You have to have some basic campaigns going. You have to have in the website settings in the back ends, things have to be set up a certain way to make sure, you know, all the listings you want to show up are showing up, etc. Because it doesn't come turnkey ready. All right. So I just want to share with you some of my free training. This link here that I just put in the chat leads you to my website, and I give you some kvCore setup options, but the one I want you to know about is the free one. Okay, if you've never had my team set up your kvCore or you haven't followed this class, I think you should do it. Okay, because to really make sure your back end's set up. All right, so you opt in to get my free class, how to set up your kvCore from start to finish in 2023. Okay, if you want us to do it for you, the option is that you can come into my coaching program where we do your entire setup, the most comprehensive setup we have. You can also come into live coaching with me a variety of times during the week and get lots of help and lots of on-demand, and we train your VA for free and the whole kit and caboodle. The next option is kvCore Blast Off. It's $99 a month. You get a Tuesday live training as well with some Q&A, and you get access to all of my on-demand training, and you're invited to purchase some of our lower price setups if you don't want to do it on your own, or if you want like the more stuff. Okay, so this is something you can cancel anytime. And then finally, kvCore Odyssey comes with the DIY setup course and a few other little tips about setting up, just a little bit, and you get access to my on-demand training of kvCore Odyssey, which has been my summer series, and you get all the recordings. So those are your options. So free to paid. All right. So if you have questions about this, you can just check it out. You got the link. Okay. And if you read everything, if you click here to learn more and you still aren't getting all the information you need, you can click on contact here and you can schedule a call with somebody on my staff to learn more if it's not making sense. Okay, so that's step 1. I'm coming in with the assumption that you are set up. Okay, the next thing I want to make sure you have, this is a kvCore lead gen template that I'm going to give to you. I'll put these links in at the end as well, so I don't want you to stress out. So what I'm going to assume too is that you're going to make a copy of your own lead gen template. So how do you make a copy of this? So you guys are all in here, right? Let's say you wanted to like start typing stuff in here and you wanted to make this your own to record your own squeeze pages, because I'm going to get into that, how to save your own squeeze pages. So what the directions are all in here. You can, to edit this template, you're going to click on File and make a copy to save to your own Google Drive, or you can download it as an Excel file to your computer. So you go to File, make a copy, and then you're going to save it to your own Google Drive. Okay, and it's going to come in as a copy so that you can edit it and do whatever you want with it. Or you can click Download. Okay, as a PDF, you can download as a PDF, you can download it as a Microsoft Excel. Okay, so this is the second assumption I'm going to make. All right, so let me tell you what's in this template a little bit, but we'll come back to it. All right, because I just want you to know what's in here. So you got links to my website, more information about what we do and my live and on-demand training. And then I got some other stuff here. I've got these free training resources over here. I've got this link. This is you get 7 days access to my squeeze page workshop, where I teach you how to create each and every squeeze page and how to post and boost on Facebook. When you're ready and you're like, okay, I've got some time this week, I'm going to take advantage of these 7 days. You're not charged anything after when it ends, so don't worry, right? If you came into kvCore Blast Off, you would have that, the whole class, okay? How to create, post, and boost a single property squeeze page on Facebook DIY. This is a training from like last fall, and I'm doing an update here with you right now. But you can see the previous video. So when you click on these, it'll take you to the video on YouTube, all right? 5 tactics for generating leads today with kvCore, 0 to 60 leads in 90 minutes. It takes you to my video on YouTube to learn some different tactics with squeeze pages that I'm going to teach you today. How to understand what the heck's happening with seller leads, how to get them and how to convert them. This link takes you to my training on YouTube for that. How to create a Google ad for seller leads. This link takes you to that training. And then I have a digital domination checklist. It's very important. And that takes you to that training. So there's some help there for free. Now that you have that, we will come back to this lead gen template, but I'm going to get right into the squeeze page training now. Let's talk about what the heck a squeeze page is first. A squeeze page is a lead generating link that you create from kvCore that you post out there on your social media or somewhere on the internet. And when somebody clicks on it and registers on your website, kvCore has specific directions about what to do with that lead because of the way you created the squeeze page. So what do I mean specific directions about what to do with the lead? I mean, you're going to tell kvCore how to categorize that lead. You're going to tell kvCore with the squeeze page what campaign to put that lead on. That's the definition. All right, so let's look at my kvCore here. And it's very exciting. My kvCore is an exciting thing to look at nowadays. A lot is happening in my kvCore. I've got lots of people looking at properties. So this is your number one goal, is to get a lot of activity of your database, people who are already in your system, whether they're your sphere, their leads, their old leads, new leads, looking at properties, asking for a market report, looking at a property, becoming in as a new lead, asking for their home valuation. You want to see that this activity happening on your dashboard more and more. It's best when it's your sphere. So for example, looking at my dashboard, these are some leads that I don't know these people's names. They're newer leads. This one's an older lead that's looking. This one is a sphere, somebody from my sphere looking. Some more older leads looking. I got some new leads that have come in. Some older leads, again, just looking. And so anyway, you want to see this kind of activity. All right, so how does this all happen for me? Okay, so I do a lot of activity every day, every week, and every month. Okay, and I'll get into that too. All right, so let's get into creating a squeeze page first of all. Squeeze pages. Where you're going to first find these squeeze pages, over here on the left where it says lead engine, and it says all lead engine tools. Let's just click on that first of all. What is this? The first thing you can see is over here, it says bulk lead import. This is if you have contacts from a different system, you want to bulk import into the system, like you've a list of your sphere contacts, past clients, or from a previous CRM you were using, and you want to import a file. Lead Dropbox is like if you have like a lead source, like right now I have 2 different lead sources that I'm paying for. One is that are outside of kvCore. One's realty.com and one is Kazoo. And so they both needed these I needed to create API tokens. So I created one for Kazoo, one for realty.com recently. I created new API tokens for them so that those lead sources can import leads into my system with more ease. Okay. So that's, I can create those. You also have a Zapier key if you need to create your own Zap from one lead source into kvCore. You also have a Zillow key. So this is if you have your Zillow profile, but you all should claim your free Zillow profile. You all have a Zillow profile you can claim, and without paying. You just have to pay to be a premier agent. Okay, but you get to be a premier agent to get leads. But you can, if you have your own listings, and it will associate your profile with that listing, and you could get leads from it. So you would connect into your own Zillow profile, your Zillow key, so that if somebody does contact you from Zillow from one of your own listings, even if you're not paying for Zillow, you'll get a lead into kvCore. You also have what's called a parsing email. It's like if you want to send a lead's information from a different CRM into this CRM, it will send the information using that email. So I just want to show you that you can learn more about this if you click here. Okay. All right. But back to the lead engine itself, you've got all these different things here. We're going to focus today on just the squeeze page section. All right, here under squeeze page section, you'll be able to click on it and you might see more than one domain available. So the reason I have more than one is I have my main kvCore domain, which is sylviadana.exprealty.com. And then I have this custom domain, rwestmichiganlife.com, which leads to my kvCore plugin website, which don't even worry about that, you guys. But it's just a different website with kvCore plugin for WordPress lives. But I'm going to create a squeeze page on my one main domain. And that's typically what you're all going to do. Now, if you're a team leader or you have a team admin, you might see lots, everybody's, you choose the domain that you want to create the squeeze page for. What website do you want to drive people to? That's what you're deciding on. Okay. I'm going to click start building. Now it shows me 4 different types of squeeze pages. I noticed somebody earlier put in, what's the difference between multi-property and single property? Let's talk about it. So we've got 4 different squeeze page types. The first is multi-property. What are multi-property squeeze pages? These are like multiple types of listings. So for example, all the open houses in a city, all the homes with pools in a certain county, all the homes in a certain price range in these multiple counties, all the homes that have at least 3 bedrooms in that zip code, so you can create different groups of listings in the multi-property squeeze page. So again, if you go to my lead gen template I gave you, you can learn how to create every different type of squeeze page with the part 1 of Xanadu that you can get for free, and it'll be available to you for 7 days there. Okay. What we're concentrating today is the single property squeeze page. That's what we're going to concentrate on today. Why are we going to concentrate on the single property squeeze page? Because it is the most powerful way to get the most leads the fastest. Okay. That's why. There's also seller squeeze page. That's the second most powerful way to get leads. So what's my home worth in a city, in a zip code, in a county? And then finally, market report squeeze page. What's the market like in this particular city, county, or zip code? All right. But today we're going to focus on single property squeeze pages. Now, I really need to quickly talk about the lead funnel. Some of you who are in kvCore Odyssey or kvCore Blast Off or in my coaching programs, you know about this. But when you're getting leads from Facebook, which we're concentrating on today, you have to understand that these types of leads are at the top of the funnel, meaning they are not right now leads, most of them. They are someday maybe leads, someday maybe leads. Does that mean they're garbage leads? No, it just means they're new people in your database. You're going to have to start nurturing over time. You're going to have to start adding value to your database in different ways with custom newsletters, video messages, follow-up texts, phone calls, mailing stuff to, so they can get to know you, like you, and trust you over time. Okay, they're looky-loos. Now, there is going to be a small percentage that are going to be right now leads. Okay, a small percentage. So I just want to put things in perspective for you. Just because you start generating leads on Facebook today doesn't mean necessarily, unless you're really on top of it and you're a motivated agent and you come across a motivated buyer or seller, that it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to close a deal right now, but it's possible. Okay, and you have somebody in your system now you can nurture over time. Okay, I just want to make it clear on what you're setting your expectations. So let's talk about the single property squeeze page. What do we have to do? We have to find a listing to promote. Now, listen to me very clearly here, okay? When I'm going to find a listing. I'm going to go over here to the left-hand side where it says listings, all MLS listings. Now, I am a member of 2 different MLSs, and both these MLSs are on my kvCore account. All right. When it comes to promoting listings, obviously you can promote your own listings. 98% of the time, you are going to be super comfortable and welcome to post your own brokerage listings, own team listings. There are some cases where you're supposed to ask for permission. I don't know what state laws you have to follow where you live. I know what my state laws are. So if you don't know what your state laws are, I suggest you call your state real estate commission or your state association of realtors. So like in Michigan, it's the Michigan Association of Realtors. We have a legal hotline. I can ask them, what are my advertising rules I have to follow when it comes to promoting other people's listings? And what they're going to tell me, what's true in Michigan, is, Sylvia, you can promote any other brokerage's listing that you want to, as long as you mention who the listing brokerage is. I don't know your state law. Okay, so I can't answer the question if you ask me. All right, so you're gonna have to figure that out. If you're in a state that you can't if you don't have your own listings to promote, or you want to promote somebody else's listings and you have to ask for permission, then go ahead and do that. Figure out different ways you can create a group of agents you can work with to ask permission. Maybe you can, contact all the biggest listing agents in your area and ask them, introduce yourself and ask them if you can promote their listings, and just promise, hey, I'm not going to pretend this is my listing. I'm going to mention who the listing brokerage is. I just need your permission. I'm going to send you an email, reply back yes, and then we're good. Okay. So over here in listings, all MS listings, I'm going to look and see what listing I want to promote today. So the way it works for you is at the top, the newest listing is going to show up at the top. And so I can think about it. Now, what types of listings might you want to promote? Do you just want a lot of clicks? So like, for example, this is an expensive listing. It's 1.4 million. And, because Michigan, we don't have like a lot of properties that level. So it's probably like a lake property. It's, on a sugar sand beach on Lake Michigan. Okay. So I could promote this property as a vacation home or a fancy home in northern Michigan, and maybe I'll get lots of clicks. Is that what I want to do? Is that the types of leads I want to get? So I could think about that. I typically want to focus, I want to focus on interesting listings, something interesting, maybe something the most expensive, the least expensive, popular listings. That's kind of the direction I want to go. And what's one way to do that? On your own website, once you do your kvCore setup, following my directions, or we do your setup, you should have some SEO pages added. Now, if they're just here on your website and you've never actually formally added them with keywords, they're not actually helping your SEO. They might be there. They're just not helping your SEO. So you actually got to follow the directions on how to build the SEO in order for them to actually help you, but they might be here. So in my case, let's see if I pick, I'm going to pick just Grand Rapids, my main city, finding it. Okay. It shows me what's the most popular listing, what's the most expensive listing in Grand Rapids, and what's the least expensive listing. So that kind of gives me some ideas of what would be interesting to promote right now. Okay. All right. So that gives you some ideas. But anyway, back to the listing. So I'm just going to quick pick one. And closest to the area I want to promote. Here's one in Coopersville that looks interesting. But I'm probably going to do this Grand Rapids one. Let me check this Grand Rapids one. When I click on it, it's a condo. When I click on it, you'll notice that it doesn't say pending. If you click on it and it says pending, you probably don't want to promote that one unless you want to promote a pending listing and you've put in your website settings that you want to show a pending listing. So then great. Okay. The other thing that we're going to look at is I like to look at how many pictures are in there, because I want a decent amount of pictures. Okay, there's a decent amount of pictures. Oh goodness. And so every time I do a squeeze page training and do this, I critique the listing agent's marketing savvy. And this, and I won't ask you, I know a lot of people that follow me, they know what I'm going to say here, but I'll just tell you. Here's what's wrong with this picture is that notice the first 5 pictures are all pictures of the front of the house. That's a problem. If I'm the listing agent and I upload pictures, I want the first 5 photos specifically to be the most dynamic, interesting, diverse pictures. Because when people market my listing, or I market my listing, or I create like automated materials from kvCore core listing machine or breakthrough broker, and it creates like an open house thing, it's going to show the first couple pictures. And, just showing these 2 pictures is not going to be super exciting, So when you're a listing agent, make sure the first 5 photos in order are the most dynamic, interesting, different. So like the first photo might have to be the front of the house. Fine. That's fine. And then the next one, what would be interesting here? Well, maybe this one, it shows like the big space, or this one shows the big space of the house, and it's got lots of cool angles. And then this one shows a good view of the kitchen maybe. And then this one shows like the nice back porch and the view there. So choose one of those, and maybe one of the bathroom ones or one of the bedroom ones, and maybe the backyard, so that's the first 5 photos. And then after you're done with the first 5 photos, then tell the rest of the story. Anyway, that's my critique of listing agents for today. All right. So the next thing I want you to know is there is a direct link here. There's also this option to boost the property. If I click on boost property here, I got to pay kvCore to create a squeeze page for me. And I got to pay like $60 to maybe get 8 to 20 leads. Who knows? All right. If you want to do that, you totally can. And you don't have to learn how to do squeeze pages. If you want to do it yourself and get more chance of getting more free or organic leads or boost your own listing for a lot less, then you'll continue to listen. All right. You'll also notice you can text this listing to, somebody in your sphere. You can post to Facebook, Twitter. I wouldn't do that from here. You want to create a squeeze page. Okay. So if I click here on direct link, notice it takes me to the listing page on my website, and it provides this URL here. There it is. That's a link. I could copy that link, that URL at the top, and share it on Facebook or post it on wherever, but it's not a true squeeze page. So by default, your website is going to allow somebody to look at 2 to 3 pictures before they have to log in. Now, because I clicked on that link from my back end, it already knows it's me. So it's not going to force me to log in. So it already knows. Okay. But it's going to allow the person to look at 2 to 3 to 4, maybe 5 pictures, depending on how fast kvCore feels that day. It's going to allow them to look at a handful of pictures and everything in this listing before they register by default. So number one, what I like to do in my squeeze pages is force them immediate registration. Like, in order to see this, you got to register. Okay. So that's the first thing I want to do with my squeeze page. The other thing is that when I get this lead, there's going to be no hashtags to come in with it. So I can't categorize my lead. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if I go back into my Smart CRM, I have different leads that come in with hashtags. So I know a little bit more about where I got that lead. So for example, this particular lead source, that I'm showing you right here came in with 2 hashtags. This is a lead source I pay for inside kvCore. I'll tell you more about it at the end if there's time. But it comes in with 2 hashtags, KV paid FB, which, okay, I know that's from my Facebook AI and retargeting lead source that I purchased from kvCore. And it comes in with this hashtag that's the zip code for where these leads are focused on. Okay, so it's already helped me categorize the lead. In addition, this hashtag 49505, which is the zip code for these types of leads, that hashtag will automatically apply a search alert for that zip code to the lead. So it happens automatically. So that's one beauty of a squeeze page. Let's find another one. This one, this is a little listing I promoted a few days ago, July 1st, I think. And this person looked at that listing, and I had 3 hashtags that were applied to that lead when it came in. When it registered on my website, 3 hashtags were applied because it was a squeeze page. And the 3 hashtags I chose was, first of all, the address, second of all, the city that they're interested in, and finally, this tag, Facebook buyer, which will trigger a custom campaign for me because of the way I've set up my kvCore. Okay, so that's what I mean about hashtags being applied so I can categorize the lead. All right, so back to listings and back to that listing we were focusing on. Okay, so let's go ahead and create the squeeze page. Okay, so I can grab the address or I could grab the MLS ID. Either way, I'm just going to copy it. Now that I have that, I'm going to go back to Lead Engine. I'm going to go to Lead Engine and build a squeeze page. And what kind of squeeze page? Single property. Now I'm going to paste the address in here, and it's searching for it. It found it. Okay, so I can do the address or the MLS ID. So it created this little gray button. That means I chose it. Okay, so I'm good. Now you can choose what source are you going to put this squeeze page on. Are you going to put it on Facebook? You're going to put it on your Google My Business page? You're going to put it on your LinkedIn profile? You're going to put it in Twitter? You're going to put it like on your next door ad? What are you going to do? Okay, so I'm going to choose Facebook. When you create the source, you're the one creating the source. So you have to decide how are you going to name your sources. Like, so for example, if I put FB here, and then next time I write out Facebook as, you know, the whole Facebook one word, then I'm going to actually have created 2 different lead sources for myself. So when I look in the business analytics, it'll say Facebook one word, you know, spelled out, and then FB initials. So choose like how you're going to refer to your lead sources for different things and track them. Track how you're doing that. And I'll show you. Okay. All right. Then you're going to decide, do you want any hashtags to be added to the lead when they register on the squeeze page? So for example, I like to put in the address, like abbreviate the address so that I can just quickly identify those leads that were interested in that address. So I'm going to do that. Hidden Oak Court. So there, I just gave it a little abbreviation, 1943 Hidden Oak Court Southeast. And I made that a hashtag. So when the lead comes in, maybe I'll get a group of leads that were interested in this property. I can search that group of leads in my CRM. And I can start marketing to that group for whatever reason. Like maybe when I get, 10 leads, let's say, that were interested in that condo, and then that condo goes off the market, I can reach out to them and say, hey, you are interested in a condo in Grand Rapids, and it went off the market because it's pending. It's now sold, or whatever the case is. But guess what? There's another condo in the area, same price range, same layout. Here you go, check it out. So I can start marketing to that group of people. On the same token, I might want to add a hashtag for the city. You don't have to do it this way, you guys. I'm telling you how I do it. Okay. I'm going to put the city because this tells me this person is interested in Grand Rapids listings. Maybe they're curious. Maybe they're serious looking. Maybe they're a neighbor. Maybe they live in Grand Rapids. Maybe they're a neighbor near this listing. Who knows? So now I'm categorize that lead in a different way by the city that they seem interested in. And then finally, maybe you have a custom campaign. So many people who have my setup, they have, if they got the Presto setup or Abracadabra, they have the Facebook buyer campaign. And a hashtag can trigger a custom campaign you've built. And so you don't have to use this. If you've done a basic setup, like I gave you at the beginning, how to, make sure you have a basic setup, you're going to have at least a default buyer campaign, and that is perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. All right. But I'm just showing you the possibilities here. Okay. So I've got these two different hashtags to help me categorize the lead, and this third hashtag to trigger a specific custom campaign. Next, what's really, really important is how many property views. Right now, by default, it's 2. That means somebody's going to be able to look at a handful of pictures before they even register on my website. I don't want that. I want to actually get a lead, so I'm going to put it on immediate. I'm requiring them to immediately register. It's important. Okay. And then finally, you're going to generate the link. Okay. So we chose the listing. We chose our source. We decided on what hashtags. We decided how many property views before registration. I'm saying immediate, and we generate the link. Notice there's 2 different links that are created, a short link and a long link. I am going to copy the short link. I'm going to open up a new URL window, paste the short link in the URL window so you can see it, and then I'm going to hit enter. And notice that this short link automatically converts to the long link. So this is the long link. The long link tells a story of the squeeze page. And the story is, here's the domain where the squeeze page was created. And this is the MLS ID. And the source is Facebook. And the hashtags that are going to be added are these 3 hashtags. And the timing that somebody has to register is immediate, 1. Okay, so it's telling a story. It's kind of creating a little code, you could say. All right. So that's the squeeze page. I've just created it. Now before we post it, I'm going to go back to this lead gen template I gave you. If you've gone ahead and went file and make a copy of this template, this is a good way to track what you've done. And I'll explain why I do this in a bit. Okay. So I just made a copy of it, and because I made a copy of it, now I can edit it. So I'm just gonna call this Sylvia's new kvCore lead gen template. So I just made a copy of it. Now it's in my drive. So I still have that original one, and so it's not changed, right? So so the original one still exists. I haven't messed with it, and you guys won't be able to mess with it because only I have access. Okay, so anyway, so you're making your own copy, so you can do whatever you want with it. So let's say I want to remember what I did for that squeeze page I just created. What I like to do, first of all, is, how it gives me the long link and the short link? I don't need to save the long link because I already have the short link. And remember that short link, when you put it in the URL window, it automatically converts to the long link. I mean, I need that long link, but I only have to save the short link. So I'm going to go back to my Sylvia's new kvCore lead gen template that I just made a copy of. I'm going to use this example. These are like example sort of things to fill in as you're starting to create squeeze pages. You don't have to use this document, but I'm going to show you why I use it in a minute. All right, so I'm going to click here on short link, and up here I'm going to paste what that short link looks like. It's going to go in here. And then I am going to go ahead and kind of date this link. So it's July 7th. It's a single property squeeze page. I've got a drop down. You can choose what type of lead source it is or what kind of lead page it is. And then you can put the address or the MLS ID. I'm just going to grab the address right here. And I'm going to go back and click in here, paste that, and then source FB. And then what hashtags did I use? I'm going to go ahead and write them in here. So I'm just remembering, what the heck did I do? So I can reference them and look back later. Facebook Fire, and the other one was Grand Rapids. So those are I'm just referencing my hashtags. Another thing that's nice about that is now I can see what hashtags have I used, what sources have I used, and how did I name them? So now this particular squeeze page I might never use again. Oops, I did that bad. Sorry. Put that here instead. Okay. So this particular, I kind of screwed up there. It's good. Let me just fix my dates here. There we go. Sorry. Okay. So this is the one I'm working in. I kind of lost myself here, but that's the one. All right. So, so now I've got a reference for what I did now. So these single property squeeze pages, you know, you might not use them again or again and again, but maybe you would. I don't, depending if they're still on the market, who knows? If they stay in the market for too long, especially if it's your own listing, it's nice to have a reference. So you don't have to create a squeeze page again. You just have it right there. All right. The other thing that's nice is when you start creating other types of squeeze pages, what I call like evergreen squeeze pages. So these multi-property squeeze pages, when you're creating like a list of open houses in Kent County, where I live, for example, or all the new construction in Grand Rapids, which is a city I live in, or all the reduced properties in a certain zip code. These multi-property squeeze pages are like filter squeeze pages that are always updated. Like if I create a open house squeeze page for my city, I don't have to keep creating that every week. It's that link's always updated with the newest information already. So they're called like evergreen links to me. So you definitely want to reference them for later, to use that open house link for your city again later, or that just reduced property link that you created for your county, or all the homes with pools, or same with seller valuation. So for seller squeeze pages, like what's my home worth in Grand Rapids, I don't have to create that over and over again for the same source with the same hashtags over and over again. If I want to have one squeeze page that I'm going to use on my Facebook business page, you know, with the same hashtags, and I want to use it again, if I have it referenced here, I don't have to go back and recreate it again. I have I have it documented. So that's the point of this thing. I hope that makes sense. The other thing I wanted to show you in here is, let's say back to the squeeze page, you wanted to create a squeeze page that you're also going to put on your Google My Business page or on your LinkedIn page. You can, if you have this open now, you can say, okay, well, you know what, I'm just going to create a new link right here, because you might want to track, if you want to be careful about tracking your sources, this is why you would do this. So say, okay, I'm gonna post this on my Google My Business page. So now I'm going to change the link to a new link. So I'm going to say Google, and then I'm going to leave these hashtags, but I'm going to take off the Facebook buyer tag, because I don't want my Facebook buyer campaign to run. I just want this to be posted on Google. I want to track the sources Google, and I want those hashtags. It's fine. Everything else is fine. But because I made a change, now I got to generate a whole new link. Boop. So I just generated the link, a new link, and notice it changed. And I'm going to go to the top here, URL, and notice now it says the source is Google. So this is a whole new link. So now if I want to reference that, I can put it in here. It's okay. This is the link I used for a different source. Okay, so here again, you do not have to do this. It's only if you want to be careful about, if you want to reference it so you can use it again later and you have a good document here. Again, with single property squeeze pages, it doesn't matter as much as your seller market report and your multi-property squeeze pages do, because these ones are like evergreen links, and these kind of are more temporary because they're listing ones. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and reference this for myself, because I use the same hashtags, except not Facebook buyer. I'm just showing you how I actually do this. And I change, what source did I use? In this case, I used Google, and it was the same address, and it is the same date. So, okay, there. So now I've just referenced it for myself. Okay, I'm just showing you how this might work. All right. And then I can say, where am I going to post this? I'm going to post this on Facebook.
Still working.
Siri thinks I'm talking to her. And then where am I going to post this? I'm going to post this on my Google My Business page.
I'm having trouble with the connection.
Okay, geez.
Please try again later.
I don't know why Siri thinks I'm talking to her, but I wasn't, I promise. So that's how you can use a document like this. And again, it comes in especially handy when you're doing just listed, open houses, new construction, because these are links that you can use over and over and over again, because they'll always work. They're like updated search filters all the time that are acting like squeeze pages to immediately generate a link, to put hashtags on those types of leads, etc. Next thing I'm going to teach you is like how to actually post and then share and then boost. Karen, I post squeeze pages everywhere. For me, I just use the same link for several sources. That's fine. You can do it that way. If you don't care about tracking your sources or you don't have specific campaigns for different sources, that's perfectly fine, Karen. Could I review sources use again? So when you're thinking about your sources, it's for your business analytics. So like if you want to review, which source types are doing the best for you, source performance rather, then you have a look at that, like where am I getting the most clicks? What am I using the most? What am I getting the best ROI from? Is it from my Google leads? Is it from my Facebook leads? And it gives you the source breakdown. So FB, okay, I got 16 leads from that. Okay, for my KB Facebook page, I got 31 leads from that. From this new lead source, we got 2 leads from that. So it's just, it's just a way of tracking your sources. So, and you'll notice, however you put that source in, it's going to create that source name. So it's good to document how you're creating the source so that you have it to reference and use that again instead of making it like let's say you say Google on one source and then you say Google my business on another one. Like pick one name for the source that you're going to use so you can differentiate it. So Santush wants to know, can you post this on Instagram ads too? Yeah, but what's the problem with Instagram? Instagram doesn't like links. So the only place you can really use links for Instagram is like stories or reels, allows you to add a link. Where was I? The other thing I want to show you about the squeeze pages, if you go back to squeeze pages and start building, at the top, you will see history here. So you will see the history and you'll be able to copy the link and view it, but it won't save the short link. It'll only have the long link. All right. So that's something it'll have. So if I copy the link here and I put it in the chat, it's going to, I don't have the short link anymore. So it's not as easy to save in a nice compact way. And it will show me, everything. It'll tell me the story of the squeeze page. So it's fine. It's there. It's just, I like to have this type of document because now I can organize myself. And if I do create multi-property squeeze pages like open houses, just listed, new construction, and I don't want to keep creating those every week, I just want to create it one time forever, now I have it saved here and I'm good. And I don't have to like sort through all of this over time and see, well, when did I do that back in February 2022? I'll really quick create an open house squeeze page. Sure, why not? I'm going to go so fast. So lead engine, all lead engine tools, choose my domain, multi-property squeeze pages. So my location, let's say I want to promote all of the open houses in Kent County, in my county. So you can choose a city, a county, or a zip code. When it says area or neighborhood, divert, avoid, abort. Just focus on county, cities, and county, cities, and zip codes because it'll give you the best data. The other option is you can draw on a map. So if you wanted to draw a neighborhood specifically, like the shape of your neighborhood, and it's fine. You could do that. All right. But I'm just going to keep it simple and do all of the open houses in Kent County. What listing types? I want to focus on condos, multifamily. That's like duplexes, like small apartment buildings, like 3 or 4 units. Maybe lot land. Oh, lot land's not gonna have open houses. What am I thinking? I don't care about pending, and I'll do single family. So single family, so choose the listing types you want to be included in this open house list. I'm not gonna worry about style. I'm not gonna worry about price range. But here under options, it shows me like just listed, fixer-uppers, newly built, open houses. Boop. Open houses. Where do I want to post this? Let's say I want to post it on Facebook. What hashtag do I want to use? Well, I'm doing Kent County, so I'm going to just type in Kent County as my hashtag. Okay, so I know people are interested in Kent County areas, whether it's listings or selling, I don't know. And then I can do also open houses as another hashtag, maybe. So Kent County open houses. All right, so that's an example. And then for Facebook cover, I just say use recent listings. And then property of use allowed before registration. So this is something you can choose. Well, do I want to generate an immediate lead, or is it okay with me if they just open it up and never click on anything and I don't generate a lead? You have to decide. If you just want to have the open it up and not necessarily generate a lead, you can leave it on the default of 2. But if you definitely want a lead, you can put it on immediate. All right, so I'll put it on immediate and generate the link. And then really quick to show you. So this, you guys, this link, if I'm going here, multi-property, I say open houses in Kent County, then we'll put it in Facebook and what hashtags I used and put the short link in there. This link I'm going to be able to use over and over and over again. Okay, I don't have to keep updating it all the time. It's an evergreen link. So it's always going to show me my listings. And again, if you got our setup, you follow my how to set up your own kvCore class that I showed you at the beginning, I will, if you follow that, then all your newest listings, all the newest listings will show at the top, and that's what you want. You want the freshest leads results to show at the top. Okay. So ta-da! All right.
Hey, Sylvia, quick question. So for the open houses, what if I wanted to be more specific with one particular client just for the open houses? Will I do it the same way, or will it be
I don't know.
different?
What do you mean real specific?
So I have a client that is interested within the next 6 months, but not like right now. And she just want me to send her a list of open houses every weekend.
Okay, now that's a whole different thing. You won't create a squeeze page for somebody like that. All right, what you would do very quickly is you would go into, you create a contact in there, put that person in your CRM, and you go add search alert, and then you create the search alert that you want. So let's say they want Grand Rapids, the city of Grand Rapids. Okay, I'm going to do that. And then we're getting off topic. So this is the last question I'm going to answer right now. Never choose, when it says use geographical areas rather than MLS areas, don't avoid, divert, abort, don't touch it. And let's say maybe just once a week you want her to get the list of open houses. And then you're like, okay, I want her to get condos, multifamily, and single family. And maybe they're maxed out at a price range of $300,000. And beds and baths, well, you don't want to get too specific for open houses. Who really cares? So I'm just going to say minimum 2-1. And then you can say, okay, open houses. So I'm going to choose open houses and set alert. So now I've set that person up on a search alert of open houses. Okay, so you don't create a squeeze page for a client. All right.
Super, super simple. Thank you so much.
It really is. You guys, half the stuff, you just really got to dig in here and look around. I mean, if you just dig in and look around, I promise you will figure it out. If you go in here to support training, support docs, and then go to see all articles on kvCore, you will figure out. So somebody's asking, like, how do I create a squeeze page? Is there step-by-step instructions? Well, kvCore probably did it once. So if I type in squeeze page here, squeeze page builder overview. Look, they get paid to do this. So there you go. Follow kvCore instructions step by step. Let's go back to my squeeze page for posting and boosting. So I got to find my little squeeze page here. This is the one I want. This is the squeeze page I made. And now we're going to post and boost. Ready? Okay. No more questions. All right. So I'm going to go to my Facebook. Now in your Facebook, you guys, some of you don't know how to use Facebook, I guess. I've learned this. And so I'm going to quick give you an overview. I am on my Facebook. This is my personal profile right here. This is my feed where I can see all of my friends' posts. Okay. Over here on the left, if I click on my name, I'm going to see my own profile. Okay. Over here to the left, I'm going to see my pages. So like I have Our West Michigan Life, which is a page I'd like to promote listings on. I also have my own just general real estate page. Okay, so let's say I want to post on this page. All right, notice I'm acting as myself. I'm not acting as my page. So I got to switch into it. Now I'm going to teach you this most super simple way to post and boost and share your own squeeze page. And I teach this all the time. And it's real easy. Don't make it more complicated. We're not going to do Facebook lead forms and Zapier and all that garbage. All right, we're not going to even go to create an ad and all that stuff. We're going to keep it simple. Okay, so I'm in here now as my own admin on my own page. And I'm gonna take that long link I created. I'm gonna paste that baby like so. All right, that's step one. I'll make sure it previews. Ta-da, there it is. It's so beautiful. Now I'm gonna say something wonderful about this listing. And you know, life is a lot easier now because we have this thing called ChatGPT. So I don't have to think too hard. So I'm going to grab this, what this whole description says, and I'm going to open up ChatGPT. You don't have to use ChatGPT. It's free. ChatGPT is free. And I'm going to tell ChatGPT to write me a little social media post on it. So I'm going to say, write a social media post to promote this real estate listing. Keep it short and fun. Please provide emojis and hashtags. I'm going to say, okay, short and fun with bullet points. Okay. I'm going to say, write a social media post to promote this real estate listing. Keep it short and fun with bullet points. Provide emojis and hashtags. And I'm just going to paste the information there. Boom. Let's see what it does. It's giving me a lot. And there's some things that's not quite in it. That's fine. I'm going to say shorten it. It's too long, I think. Okay, better. I'm going to take this, copy it, and I'm just going to paste what it gave me. Now, this little gobbledygook link you don't need because the link's already previewed, and when somebody clicks on here, it's going to take them there. So I don't need that link to show. I don't need to recreate the link using a special domain or a bit.ly link. I don't need to do any of that. Tiny URL. The link is there. Okay. And I'm going to paste what it gave me here. And then I'm going to like delete some of the emojis because it's like too many. So I'm just gonna delete some and change it a bit. And okay. So I'm just kind of working with it a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that. It's like too many things and too many emojis. Okay, so let's say I'm happy with that, but I also want to say 2 bedrooms, 2 bath. That's what I want to add. 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bath. Okay. So listed at $379.9. So ranch, 2 bed, 2.5 bath condo listed for $379.9. Okay. So now I'm happy, but I have in my state, I know what my compliance laws are, and my compliance laws are that when I'm promoting somebody else's listing, I have to mention who the listing brokerage is. So there, it's right there on my website, because you know we have to have this on our IDX websites because NAR requires it. So there we go. So I need to say who the listing brokerage is. So I'm going to do that. Listing provided by, and then let's say follow the link to get the details and contact me for a showing. Okay. And now I'm happy with it. I'm going to post it. Don't add a button. You don't want a button. Say not now. You just want it to post. And then what's going to happen is it's posting on my page ever so gently. Okay. And now there it is. Now, just because it's here doesn't mean anything's going to happen for me. Unless I had like 10,000 followers on my Facebook business page, which I don't. Okay. And I don't want the followers on my business page. I want new people. So what can I do? The first thing I can do is notice I am acting as my page right now. And I know I'm acting as my page because it shows me here and here. That little picture is my page. I can choose to, I'm copying this text in case I need it, by the way, that's what I'm doing right now. But I can choose to share this to local groups I've joined as my page. So I could click on share here, share to a group. I'm a member of a couple different groups that are like real estate related groups. So like West Michigan Homes for Sale, I can click here and then notice my post that I had created, like the text isn't there, but I just copied it. I'm going to paste it here in the top. So there it is. So now I'm posting it. So I just shared that to a local real estate listing group that probably another realtor made, or most likely. If you don't have enough groups like this in your area, make some and see if you get people to join the group. All right. And I can, so I can maybe do that to several like real estate related groups. Here's another one, Homes for Sale in Michigan. Okay. Boop. So again, I've joined these groups as my page. Okay, so that's real easy to do. Now, the other thing I can do is I can choose maybe as my own profile. Not all groups allow you to join as a page. So maybe I need to now change and switch into my own personal profile. So at the top right, you'll see that I got to switch into my own personal profile. So now it's switching into my own personal profile. And now I can see that I'm commenting as Sylvia Dana. So now I know I'm interacting as my own profile. So now if I click share here and share to a group, now I'm going to have other groups that I'm a member of that maybe I could only join as a profile instead of a page that now I can share to. So I'm going to look around. Homes for sale or rent in Michigan. Okay, so do that one. And this one, because it's my own profile, allows me to go include original posts. So I can include original posts so it's there. Or I could have just pasted my text there and share. So that's one thing you're going to want to do is share to local groups like that. All right. Then now that I've done that, let's say I did that a few times. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to boost it. I created the squeeze page. You understand how to do that. I've posted it on my Facebook business page. I've shared it to groups as my own page and as my profile based on how I could join those real estate groups. Now I'm going to boost it myself. Instead of using Property Boost in kvCore, which is $60, I'm going to spend a lot less money and probably get better results doing it myself. I'm going to do it right here. I'm not going to get all crazy about it. So all I'm going to do is click on Boost Post. And I know in 2007, they told you not to do it this way. Like you wouldn't get as good results, but it works great. Okay, because it's 2023 now. All right. So this is really important what I'm about to share with you, because a lot of people will say, oh, I did what I posted, I boosted my post and it didn't work or got rejected. Follow this step by step. Okay. The first thing it's going to show you is your goal. And it's going to say automatic. Let Facebook select the most relevant goal based on your settings. That seems like that's something you should choose, but don't. You know what your goal is. Click on change, and it's going to give you these options. Get more messages. I don't want messages. I want people to click on that link. I want them to register on the link, and I want them to come into my CRM as a new lead. Okay. Get more engagement. Yeah, sure, that'd be great. But what I really want is I want people to click on that link and I want them to come into my CRM. Get more leads. Well, that's what I want. And that's what a lot of you will click. But what it's asking you is create a form to collect contact information that's going to go into your Facebook ad center. And those leads aren't going to come into your kvCore unless you set up a Zapier and you know how to do all that. And usually you don't get as good of results. Okay, that's my experience anyway. So I don't want that. You know what I want? And I don't want more phone calls either. I don't want anybody to call me. I want them to click on that link and I want the lead to go into my CRM. That's what I want. So I want to get more website visitors. I want to show my ad to people who are likely to click on that URL. So that's what I'm choosing. Okay, that's step one. Step two, advantage creative. Leverage Facebook's data to automatically deliver a different ad creative variations to people when likely to prove performance. Okay, Facebook, you do that. Good job. Go team. Okay. Next, the button. I don't want people to call me. It's not what I want in life. I have enough problems. I want people to click on that link and register on my website and become a new lead. So what do I want? I want them to click on learn more. Now, this ad might look gobbledygook in a minute when I do this, and it does. It always does. When you click it, but don't worry, it didn't change anything. It always does this to me. The post is good. I already posted it. It looks good. It's fine. Don't let this freak you out if yours does this. But it's going to have a learn more button. And then this is really important special ad category. You are a real estate agent promoting a listing. You have to choose the ad category of housing. You have to. Okay. Next, people in your audience. This is also important. Who should see your listing, or who should see this ad? I'm going to click here on edit, and I want to make sure it's doing what I want. This is super important. Who do I want to reach? Well, I can't touch gender or age because I have to follow fair housing laws. So I'm not touching that. Locations, United States, 25 miles. No, I want to reach the people in my area. So this is Kent County, basically. This particular listing's in Kent County, or I could choose Grand Rapids, Michigan, or Kentwood, or where this listing is. But I'm going to just choose all of Kent County, and it gives me a radius of 25 miles. I could also change the radius to, if I do a city, like I'll show you if I do Grand Rapids, then it allows me around the city to adjust the radius. So 25 miles, like around a city, and I can go up to 50 miles around a city. I could also do, so I'll do it like, I'll do 20 miles around Grand Rapids as an example. I could also do multiple cities. So like if I wanted to promote this listing to people over here in Chicago, I could add that as another location to promote to. Or if I wanted to promote to people up in northern Michigan, I could put a city or a county in northern Michigan. So I've got options, okay? But I'm just going to leave it simple like that. Now, interests. Now I do this a lot, so it has some interests in here already that I might like. So it gives me some, and I can choose to delete some of these or keep them. So like right now it has home construction or renovation construction. It's doing that based on my previous interests I've put in ads or based on the post itself. But I know what I like. I'm going to get rid of actually construction. I like mortgage calculator. House hunting movie. That's a movie interest. It's not a real estate interest. So I'm going to get rid of it. They changed that about a year or so ago. Single family detached home real estate. Okay. Fine. Mortgage loans, banking. Okay. Truly a real estate. Yes. Zillow real estate. Yes. Realtor.com real estate. Yes. So what is this doing? Facebook is finding people that have recently visited those websites, and their activity online seems to represent those interests. That's who Facebook's going to show the ad to. Okay. Pre-qualification lending. Sure. I do like this one, home improvement for home and garden. I do like that one. House under the category of real estate, starter home real estate. Yep. I like all those. You'll notice it gives you some other ones. I can add these other ones, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to save my audience. I have to do this every time, by the way. All right. Now, what do you want to do for duration? Now it's telling me increase the duration to get better results. It says, run the ad for 4 days to get better results. But in our market, these listings fly off the market so fast. I like to keep it to 2 to 3 days, but you decide. I like to put a little bit, I like to put $10 to $15 for 2 to 3 days. That's what I like to do. You can mess with this and see how it goes. If you want to try more days, a little more money, a little less money, it's totally up to you. Okay, so I am going to, it's telling me this particular way is going to give me 500 to 1,000, people, it's going to show it to that many days. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to reduce this to 2 days. So now it gives me more. And if I do 2 days, and maybe if I do $20, it's going to show a little bit more, but I'm happy with $15 for 2 days. Honestly, you can play with this and try different things. So if it's your own listing, you want to do a few more days and more money, but I'm happy with this. Next, placements. Do you want it to be on Instagram and Messenger? I don't. I just want it to be on Facebook. Why? Because Instagram doesn't like links. Okay, and if I want to create a separate Instagram ad, I can, and that ad's going to be a story or a reel where I can actually put a link in there. All right. I don't care about Messenger. Okay, next. So I'm just going to show it on Facebook. And then the conversion pixel, you don't need this. This is if you go into your Facebook ad center and you create a Facebook pixel and put it on your kvCore website, and you're going to do fancy retargeting, all that. That's when it matters. Doesn't matter. I'm turning it off. And then it shows me what MasterCard I'm using. And over here at the top, I've got what ad accounts that I'm using. It's on the right ad account. That's the ad account I want to use. And you'll notice that the ad preview fixed itself from that gobbledygook before. That's what the ad's going to look like. I'm happy, and I'm going to boost post now. So now it's going to submit the ad. It's going to be in review. And that's what you do. Ta-da! Okay. So once it's here, it says it's in review, I can go to the ad center and see what's going on. It might take a few minutes. It might take an hour. It might take 2 hours. Just depends. And I can see like a previous one that I did, this previous one I did, I spent $10 on it, and my cost per link was 0.03. And it says you're spending less than your peers to reach your goals. It says how many people saw it and how many people clicked on the link, but I didn't get 297 leads from it. How many leads did I get from this one? Let's look. For $10, how many leads did I get? I think I got a handful. 13,073. Let's see. I'm just going to search for it. I got 10 leads for $10. All right. So, that's kind of like, it just depends. It depends on the property, but that's how it works.